Hi, my name is Lori Grow, and I'm co-owner at Shoreside Therapies. Today we're here with Claire, and we are talking about Claire's new moms group. So, Claire, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me today.
And thanks for staying with me during the difficult technology and family and dog scenario a few minutes ago.
Of
So,
course.
so Claire, I want to hear about this group. So, tell me a bit about who this moms group is for.
hmm Yeah, so as a therapist, I'm really passionate about moms living their authentic life and feeling the best that they can in motherhood because as a mom, I know that it can be challenging. It's also wonderful, so much joy, but also there's a lot of overwhelm and a lot of difficult things that you can be trying to navigate every day. So, this is a group for moms who just want to work on some skills of how can I just better manage throughout the day? How can I take better care of myself? You don't necessarily have to have a diagnosis of depression or anxiety. Maybe that is something that you're struggling with, but you may also just be a mom who's overwhelmed, overstimulated, feeling frustrated with things and needs a little bit more support.
So moms that might be experiencing that overwhelming feeling or things are a little chaotic just with the nature of having kids and being a mom, you never know what you're going to get
Mhm.
for that day. One day the kid is going to love what you're making for breakfast. The next day it's disgusting and so gross and I don't want to eat anything, right? So you never know what you're going to get. And
Mhm.
having some of those coping skills to deal with it sounds like it could be really beneficial for some moms out there. I know for
Mhm.
me, I know for me
Yeah.
it can be much needed. Yeah.
Yes, and just being able to enjoy motherhood and not feel so bogged down by those things that come up each day and feeling more confident in yourself and your ability to manage that.
And that confidence piece, I mean, that's everything. Like to feel
Mhm.
confident as a mom, that's just a huge asset to have,
Mhm.
because that's the thing that I think most of us struggle the most with is, did we do okay today? So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Confidence is
being
like
able.
half the battle.
Mhm. All right, so what will be covered during the group?
Yeah, so we will talk about a variety of things. My hope is that we'll have a topic for each week and we'll also have some time to just discuss like how are things going? How are you doing? What do you kind of need from the group today? So, topics that will be covered would be things like how do I manage overstimulation, which I actually just wrote an article about too if you want some
Mhm.
tips right away. What do I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed? What do I do with mom guilt? How do I manage those emotions that come up? We can even talk about things like communicating with our kids, communicating with ourselves about those things so that we can feel confident in the way that we're parenting and the way that we're managing issues that come up or when we are feeling that overwhelm, that overstimulation. We're not always our best selves in those moments. So, how do we give
Mhm.
ourselves grace and maybe even explain that to our kids if that's age appropriate for them?
That makes a lot of sense. So it's not just discussion, it's actually talking about some of the things we're really dealing with as moms and what are some of the tools that will help us through that? What are some of the things we say to ourselves? What are some potential strategies we can use in the moment when we're maybe feeling that overwhelmed or overstimulated?
Mhm.
Somebody that's wakes up with their kids and everything they touch is sticky and
Yes.
and it's loud and all of these things. What do you do in that moment so that you can feel a little bit more regulated, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes, being able to, I think, know that you have a tangible skill or something that you can say, okay, I'm going to go use this skill that I learned in group or whatever that looks like, and just feel confident that you have something that you can do. Maybe it doesn't work the
Mhm.
best, but you
Mhm.
tried something. And I think that feels better than just feeling stuck and thinking, okay, well, the rest of the day, I'm just going to
Right.
feel this way. No point.
Right. Right. Totally. That you would have a plan or that you're working on that
Mhm.
specific thing that might be giving you the most difficulty. And then
Yeah,
being with other moms that are experiencing maybe not all of the same things at all times, but probably very similar things that
right.
somebody is going through. Yeah.
Yep. That sense of
Awesome.
community is important to me as well.
Extremely important. All right. So we're just talking a little bit about some of the benefits, but what could somebody expect as far as benefits from the
Mhm.
group?
Yeah, so like I was just mentioning, that community aspect for moms I think is so important. So feeling like you can talk to someone about your issues, not feeling alone in some of those things. Also kind of getting that validation of like, okay, other kids do that too, or other moms do that too, and not feeling bad
Mhm.
about it. So I think that's a super important part of this group. Like I said, having those skills that you can try, having a plan, I think really contributes to that confidence. So if you don't know what to do, you can feel kind of lost, frustrated. It makes things feel worse. So my goal is to give moms skills or things that they can use that then they feel like, okay, this is happening again, or this is starting to happen. I know that I can use this and I will start to feel better. So really like that sense of community, increasing confidence, and then providing those skills that can help you manage in those moments or even manage long term.
I love it. I love it. I think that community is everything. It helps us with that shame and guilt that we've, definitely
Mhm.
feel as moms. There's no way around that. If you're not feeling a little bit of that, then then there might be something else happening. I mean, it's pretty standard, but we usually feel very alone in that feeling. So
Yes.
being able to say, "Hey, this happened to me today, and I felt this, and I did this," and okay, yep,
Mhm.
that makes a ton of sense, and everybody around is also been there to some degree, and then
Mhm.
figuring out what to do differently, and not just sitting in that rumination on your own with
Mhm.
how I could be better, or I'm messing everything up, or, I mean, I can't believe I did this again, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, I think as moms, we can tend to get stuck in that loop, and that also doesn't
Mhm.
help us parent, right? If I'm just thinking
Right,
about how horrible I've been all day, how am I going to respond to my kids when they're whining or yelling or touching me or whatever? I'm gonna be really frustrated. So trying to
right.
kind of close that loop so that you don't feel like your brain is going in a million different directions every day.
Right, right. Sounds amazing. All right. So, how do I sign up?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me directly via email, phone, or text, whatever is easier for you. We'll probably chat a little bit just to kind of see if you're a good fit for the group, answer any questions that you have. But the goal is to start the group in the next few weeks. It will be on Mondays from 2 to 3:30. And
So,
again, if you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out. You can also reach out to the main Shoreside number too, if that's easier.
that sounds great. Thanks a lot, Claire.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Sounds good.